Dynamic host configuration protocol. In IPv4, we need DHCP, which provides the IP address to the devices like computer, printer, and many more devices you may have in the LAN network. LAN network. LAN. So IP addresses are dynamically assigned given by a protocol. The device that gives protocol is a DHCP server. The device that receives the IP address, the device that uses the protocol and gives IP address is a server. The device may be a computer or a router which uses this protocol to provide IP address is a server, DHCP server, because it serves, it provides. And there may be many computers which will be receiving IP address. Even a router may also receive an IP address from a DHCP server. Any device, you may have a server, another server which needs IP address. So these are all clients who gets IP address. Giving is server. One who gets is the client. Server provides. Now, as I said, any device you can configure as a DHCP server. You can take one small VM virtual machine and run DHCP server on it. It will start providing IP address. So today we are going to see how DHCP works and how to configure DHCP on a Cisco router. Okay. First question, how DHCP works? You see, these clients only will request. First step, client will use a layer 2 broadcast. It is not server coming in search of client. No. The very first step is client is sending a layer 2 broadcast. Layer 2 broadcast. See, they don't have IP address to communicate. Because they don't have IP address, they can do only layer 2 broadcast. They cannot talk to other network. Within the network, that's why I say LAN. Within the network, the packet goes to everyone. This layer 2 broadcast, we call it as a discover packet. Discover. Discover is a layer 2 broadcast. going from client to everyone in the LAN, asking for a server. Are you a server? It asks everyone. This guy won't respond, this guy won't respond, this guy won't respond because they are not servers. The only person will respond is this. He is saying, I'm a server, right? So we call this as offer. The server is saying, are you looking for an IP address? I'm a DHCP server. Are you looking for an IP address? I have some IP address and I want to offer you this address. Do you like this? That is why it is called as offer packet. See, the client is sending a layer 2 broadcast looking for DHCP server. When the packet is received by the DHCP server, it immediately responds with an IP address. It is offering an IP address. Now the client need to decide whether to accept it or not. So for that, it has to send a request. It has to send a request. I saw your IP address. Thank you. I like that IP address. Can you finalize it for me? It is sending a request. Who? Client. For that, the server acknowledges. 4 packets you see here. Only after receiving the acknowledgement packet, this guy will get this IP address. The client will take this IP address for itself after seeing the acknowledgement, not after offer. Offer is client is seeing what type of address I may get from this server. It's 10.0.0.10. If client likes it, if client is ready to accept it, then it will send a request saying, I'm okay with the address that you gave me. Can you finalize it for me? The server is going to say what? Yes, which is an acknowledgement with the least time. 24 hour is the least time by default. If you want, you can go change it. 24-hour least time. After 24 hour, if the same PC comes back asking for IP address, the server may give different IP address if the same IP address is given to someone else. If the same address is available, it will give the same address. After receiving IP address, if you are using the laptop or computer for more than 24 hours, After 24 hours, it automatically get extended. You won't get disconnected because of IP address expiring. It will automatically get renewed with the same IP address. Any question? Um, Very good question. All four are broadcast. Now, if you see, it is only the client initiating the server session, the DHCP session. Server will never come and give IP address. Server will not initiate. Client should ask. If it asks, it will receive. Let us quickly go and see the configuration. Router can be used as a DHCP server, any router. I'm going to take some computers. Right now we don't have DHCP server. If you go here and click on DHCP, it will show you APIP address. See, this is APIP address. 169.254 is not valid IP address. This is telling DHCP server is not responding because we don't have. Hmm. Which means, these computers are sending broadcast asking for DHCP server, but there is no DHCP server. If you notice, all the IPs will start with 169.254. His operating system is configured like that as per the standard. Okay. Now we don't have DHCP server. We need DHCP server for communication. We need IP address. For that, we need DHCP server. Okay, so here I am going to say here no, and this interface needs an IP address. So I'm saying 10.10.10.1. This is the IP address on this interface. Now I'm going to configure the DHCP configuration. IP DHCP pool, give any name, ABC. And then if you see this command network will create the pool. So say network 10.10.10. One I already used, isn't it? One I already used here from 2. No need. Just say 0. One we already used. We should tell the router not to use it. I'll tell you how to do that. Before that, let me put the mask. And then for those computers, what will be the gateway? Router's address. This will be the gateway. Gateway. Default route. Gateway, the other name for gateway is default route. Then DNS. Optionally, you can say DNS. Of course, all computers need to know DNS to go online. What is DNS server? That I know. What I know. What I don't know is what it will do. Hmm. It will resolve not only host name to IP address, it will resolve the domain name into IP address like yahoo.com, facebook.com. What port number it uses, you know? UDP 50? 50? Very good. 53. Okay. So the DNS, you know. Now I have the DNS in 8.8.8.8. To this only, that request will go to this one, this IP address, if any domain name need to be resolved. Okay, so that we are giving. Other things are not needed. Exit. See, this one address, it should not give from the pool. Why? Because we have already used here. For that, we need to use this command ipdhcp exclude address 10 dot no, 10 dot. That's it. Okay, we have finished configuring DHCP server. That easy it is. Let me show you what we have configured. Show run section DHCP. You see, I excluded this address because we have used. And this is the pool. By this time, it would have given IP address to everyone. You want to see that? Not only IP address, it would have given the subnet mask, default gateway, DNS address. Let me show you. From here itself, I can show you. Show IP DHCP binding. See, it has given for this MAC address computer, it has given this. For this MAC address computer, it has given this. See, the third step in DHCP is in that request, what it will do, it will say, this is my MAC address, take it, give me an IP address. So the server will say, okay, I copy your MAC address, take this IP address. Likewise, everyone came and gave their MAC address and then they have taken one IP address. Let's go and check. You see, earlier it was Apipa. Now it is 10, 10, 10, 3, which means 10, 10, 10, 3, this one. This is the MAC address of this computer. We are going to check that. You see the MAC address here. 10, 10, 10, 3 is given to this MAC address. Check the router. Is it correct? Yes. Every device have got an IP address. Okay. So let me repeat the DNS story. That's our next topic. Our DHCP is over. Next is DNS. I'll finish this DNS. You see, you got big internet somewhere, and you have someone here to reach. And let's say this is yahoo.com server. And your computer do not know IP address of yahoo.com. Okay, there is no cable. Pretend, I have connected one cable there. Okay, assume that this is connected here. So this is you, all this are you. You're connected to the ISP. Why there is no? Hmm, hmm. So what you will do, your PCs will send the request to the DNS server. If you see here, we have given IP address of the DNS server, 8888, where it is. I didn't give DNS. We asked to give 8888. I'll check why it didn't give. Hey, I have configured here. Why it didn't give? Usually it will give. It's a simulator. Don't expect too much. Okay, here you see, it is given here. So what this PC will do, it will send a request to DNS server, which is somewhere in the internet here, in the cloud. It will go to 8888 asking, who is that yahoo.com? So DNS server will have this yahoo.com's original IP address, which may be, let's say, for example, 80.8.70.80. So the DNS server in the cloud says for Yahoo, the IP address is 80.8. That's all. You see, our computer cannot make all IP address of every domain in the world. Not possible, no? And also the domain address will be keep on adding every day. Someone will be launching new web pages with the new IP address. How do we know? We learn it from DNS only. DNS only gets updated with all the web page, web address, domain name address, website's address. So using UDP53 as a port number, the request goes to the DNS server. DNS server will read your request, yahoo.com IP address, please give, and the server will give. Using that IP address, now your PC can go to the Yahoo directly asking for that Yahoo page. The end of DNS. Did you understand? ARP also, ARP is resolving IP address into MAC address. In order to communicate, IP address alone is not enough. You also need MAC address. For that also layer 2 broadcast is sent called ARP. And reply will bring the MAC address so that you can use for communication. Right? Okay, I'll stop here.